How's it going? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Chaddypete, for those of you who don't know me. I'm a full-time men's clothing eBay reseller. I sell clothes on eBay, most of the time the men's, sometimes the women's, whatever. I just sell anything. But yeah, welcome back to the channel. Hope you enjoy this video. So in this video, I wanted to talk about things I wish I knew when I first started sourcing in charity shops, car boots, stuff like that. Because sometimes, like in this game, it's kind of a bit of a lonely business and no one teaches you anything. There's no school for reselling. So you have to learn it the hard way. And so what I thought I'd do is just share a video of some of the things I've learned over the years that would hopefully help some beginners and even experienced people too. And just see if you get more efficient or just be able to enjoy it a little bit more, and so you can understand the nuances of reselling. Because at the end of the day, you just want to be making good money, not have to work super hard, and just be able to enjoy your life. Because I think that's why most people do reselling anyway. Just they enjoy the hunt and they enjoy just going around, be able to find some treasures, but the emotions can kick in sometimes and you feel like you're not doing the right things, or you're second guessing yourself, or you find you're picking up items which you thought were good but weren't that good. This video, I just thought I'd talk about those kind of things and see if there's some tips I can give to help you guys out. So yeah, if you feel like you're going out sourcing and the emotions are taking over, or you feel like you're not picking up the right stuff, then I want to share some tips here, and hopefully these can help you. As I've been doing it for a few years now, I've learned some things, what to do and what not to do. So if you want to learn a bit more, then just carry on watching and hopefully you'll find this useful. One of the things I wish I knew, or wish someone told me when I first started, was it's just as important what you don't pick up as what you do pick up. So when I first started, I used to go into a shop and I'd pick up everything. Like if I wasn't sure, I'd pick it up. If I was 100% sure I'll pick it up, I'll just pick up everything, because I thought the more I get, the more I'm going to make money. And that was my thinking when I first started, because I just thought get everything and you're bound to make money, because obviously you're getting everything. Now the problem was, when I did that, when I did get a couple of good items, it was smothered by all the crappy items that I picked up. So you get 2 items and they're worth like £50 each. All the other items, which were like, cost me like £5–10 or something, they would just drown out all the profits I would have made from those 2 good items. It's about what you don't pick up. It's about keeping the discipline and just making sure you're only picking up good things instead of just trying to get everything. Now, depending on your style, some people like to pick up a certain profit amount, let's say £10–15, but when you want to try and work less but make more money, you want to try and focus on getting a profit of maybe like £30–40. Now people might say that's just too difficult and you end up picking up nothing. But if you are going and doing the right things in the right places, it is possible to do that. When I go into a shop normally, I'm only picking up maybe 1 or 2 items. In a car boot, maybe 1 item per 5 stalls, something like that. And the reason why is because I'm only focusing on the things that are the most valuable. And so when I see an item that's not that worth it, I think to myself that instead of spending £5, I've just saved the £5 ready for the next thing. I've just saved £10 ready for the next thing, because I know full well that that might not do as well as something else. What I'm basically trying to say is, don't drown your profits by picking up something nice and picking up 5 items that aren't nice, or 5 items that you're not too sure of, and when you come home and you find out that they're not that good. It just makes life a lot harder, and I wish someone told me that, because when I started, I just messed about. Focus on doing that and you will be a lot better in the long run. You won't have to mess about with any stock that you need to chuck away or try and take to a car boot, or have to then auction just to try and get it off and break even. So yeah, that was one of the tips which I thought was quite important to talk about. So my next tip is research all the time. Now I'm talking mainly about charity shops, because you struggle to do it at a car boot because they're quick, those things. But when you're in a charity shop, or let's say you're at an auction or something, research before you buy the thing, because that's the most important thing. I think out of everything I'm going to say, this is the most important thing. Research all the time. Like when I started, I used to just bring home items and just hope for the best. Ties in the first thing, if I bring home enough stuff, some of that stuff might be okay, and then I'll feel happy with myself. So what I would do a lot of the time was I would just bring stuff home and just hope for the best. I'll siphon through it, then I would check it when I was at home and then realise a lot of it wasn't even worth picking up. And then that's when I get frustrated and think, what's the point of doing this? And then you can end up quitting. Obviously I didn't quit, I'm still here. But that's the kind of feelings that you'll end up getting. What you need to do is you need to work to your market. So whether it's eBay, whether it's Depop, Mercari, I think there is, Poshmark, whatever it is, if you focus on your market, and even like eBay UK, for example, like for me, it'll be eBay, based in the United Kingdom. If you focus on your market there, you'll know what sells well, what the good things in your market is, and all that kind of stuff. I know America, like they sell like vintage sports hats, and they sell for a lot of money over there. Whereas if you had some over here, they wouldn't sell as well. Like I don't think we're into our vintage sports hats over here as much. But we do like a good button-up shirt. You know what I mean? So it's all different. There's all just different nuances. And if you learn the things that you pick up here, then you'll spend a lot more time being able to sell good things that work here, rather than just picking up things that you think are good and then you just waste your time because they're not either moving or they're just sitting there and doing nothing. So yeah, so when you're in a shop, don't worry about taking your phone out and just looking at what you're looking at. So you pick up something off there, you find it's quite interesting, research it there and then. Like I know like a lot of people are scared to do that for some reason, I'm not too sure. Like I don't know what they're going to do to you. The worst thing they could ever do to you is kick you out, but even then I don't think they're going to kick you out. And the whole time I've been doing it, no one's ever even approached me when I've been on my phone. Because at the end of the day, you could be on your phone in Facebook, Instagram, whatever. So no one's going to approach you and talk to you about all the thing that you got in your hand or what you're doing. Like they're not really that bothered. And if they are, then it's probably not even worth even being in there, to be honest. One trick someone told me when they go out finding and they're a bit embarrassed about looking and researching is they'll get all the stuff they want and then they'll ask to use the changing room. And then they can just sit in there and just scroll as much as they want to, and then they can decide they want to take, and that's it. I mean, to be honest, I'm not too bothered about looking on my phone when I'm out, so it doesn't really bother me. But some people are. So if you want to use, so the best thing I can suggest is use a changing room, or make a mental note of the stuff that you've picked up, put them down somewhere, walk out the shop, have a look outside, and then just come back in and pick them up. Or even just say, oh, can you just hang on to these for me for 5 minutes? I've just got to nip over to the cash machine. There's so many different ways to do it, but the one thing you can't do is just not do it at all, because you will literally be wasting your time, and you will be. It's like playing lottery instead of actually running a business. So here's another one. Just because it's cheap, it doesn't mean it's worth it. So for example, at Cancer Research, they do have these £1, £2 shops, £3 shops, where everything in there is £3. And the temptation is to go into one of them shops and be like, oh well, at least I can double the price of my item. Everything's cheap, so I can buy more, and I'm definitely gonna make some money on it because they're all like dead cheap, aren't they? Oh, it's alright, I never really pick this one up normally because it's always a little bit more, but because it's so cheap, I might as well pick it up. If you find yourself saying those things, just step away, just walk out. When you are listing on eBay, each of your listings gets a certain amount of traffic. Like everyone gets a certain amount of traffic, so on eBay, not all of your listings are being shown at one time. So you are given a certain amount of traffic for each item. So if you're filling up your listings, or filling up your traffic with stuff that you don't really normally sell, you're only selling it because it's cheap and you're only trying to get like a tenner out of it, then all your decent stuff is getting less traffic because of that. Now, I don't know 100% about all that kind of stuff, but I know that there's traffic allotted to each buyer. And so you want to make sure that all your items are good, so all the traffic is on good stuff. So when you're buying the stuff which you think, oh, I can just double it, or it's only £1, I might as well just get it, then you are giving yourself a harder time selling all your best stuff. So what I do is, in those shops, I just carry on with my same strategy. If I would have picked it up for £5 or £6, then I'll pick it up for £2. But if I would have picked it up for £5 or £6, then I'll just leave it. So check your items before buying them and before walking out the shop. I'll tell you one story, and if this doesn't change it, then nothing will. I remember I went into one shop and I found a Stone Island t-shirt. Nice little pocket tee. Oh, it's beautiful. Like, I thought it was like the best thing ever. And literally all I did was look at the label, and I thought, that's mine. Looked at the pocket, saw like a little Stone Island like badge on it, I thought, that's mine. Picked it up, went to the till, bought it, took it home, left it in there for a couple of days because I was just like doing other stuff. And then when I got to listing it, I laid it out and I was like, where's the other half of it? It had literally been cut in half. So I was so caught up that I found a Stone Island t-shirt, I didn't even bother to look at it. Because I used to get giddy. I used to see a label and I used to be so buzzing that, oh, I found this label finally. I found a Burberry jumper. And then I bring it home and it's got the biggest like coffee stain on the back of it. Whether it's during the time you're picking it or right at the end before you're about to like cash it all in, just make sure that each item is what it's meant to be. Like, make sure that there's no, like, it's not one half of an item. Now here's another one. Don't get put off by other resellers. Now you know it, you always see it. I go to some places and you know who's a reseller. Like, it's always the guy with the Stussy hat on, or it's always the guy with like the really nice North Face, really rare North Face fleece thing, or you see him like all dolled up in all sorts of like Mickey Mouse, all this, that, the other. You see him every time, and they're going through and they're working their way through, and you start sweating, and you're thinking, yo, are they picking up quicker than me? I didn't get to the t-shirt I didn't get to the t-shirt rack in time. Oh, have they already hit the jeans? I'm not even sure. And so you start panicking. You start thinking, is it even worth being in here? People pick up different stuff. We all pick up different things. We all know what works in some things. We all got different experiences and stuff like that. So it's not the end of the world if you see another reseller walk into the charity shop and start going through stuff as well, when you see him crawling up on you. It's the worst feeling, but don't get put off, because everyone has got the things that they're looking for, and not everyone's an expert. Some people just know Nike spell out. That's all I know. Nike spell out, Adidas spell out. That's it. And they'll just go through and look for Nike and Adidas, and they walk out. And then you're probably thinking then, oh, there must not be anything in here because it's not worth it. And so you walk out with them and think, I need to get to the next shop. And it's not necessarily the case. You don't need to worry about it. Just carry on doing what you're doing. If you've got your own experience, you work it out and just spend your time just working, because at the end of the day, there's so much stuff out there. Even if you don't find anything that day, come tomorrow. There's always something there. There's always something out there. The next tip is, especially when you're starting as well, is build up your knowledge. When you start, you'll spend a lot of time picking stuff up which doesn't sell. And that's just the fact of life. Everyone goes through it and everyone still does it anyway. And so you need to go through your nose as quick as possible, because once you know what doesn't sell, you'll be able to get through and find things that do sell a lot quicker. Like, I'll go into a shop now and I'll literally go through rails like lightning, because I know what doesn't sell. And sometimes I still make mistakes, but that's fair enough. I probably won't even know about it until I come home. Don't feel discouraged. Just know that you've built up a bank in your head of stuff that doesn't sell. And so now the things that do sell will stick out to you a little bit more when you're going out again. I find it a little bit easier. I feel like I'm in the zone nowadays, where I'll just be going through a rack and it's just saying no, 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 no. And then all of a sudden it's like, it's either yes or I've not seen this before, let's check it out. And then it could be a no, it could be a yes. And that's it. But if you build your nose, you can, especially when you go to like a car boot sale, you could be lightning quick. You can just be in like a sniper, just go in, just dive straight in, just grab this thing, or grab the stuff that you want, and you could be out of there real quick with the best deal and everything. But if you try to skip that bit of not having to go through the nose stage, you'll take a lot of time just picking up stuff that you think is valuable, not doing the diligence and research and stuff, bringing it home, and just not selling the best you can sell. Because at the end of the day, we've all got the same 24 hours. We've all got the same time to do stuff, and you want to make sure your time is a lot more efficient than anyone else's. You want to feel like that, even though you're not working, maybe not be able to work as hard, maybe you haven't got as much hours as some people, you know when you go out, it's 100% effective. Focus on building up your know bank in your head, so that anytime you see something, you know whether it's a good buy or whether it's not a good buy straight away. But thanks for coming. If you did like this, like it, and if you want to subscribe, as always, please feel free to, and I will appreciate it. Take care, I'll see you guys later, so peace out for now.